Hey guys, welcome to Yoga for Fibromyalgia. My name is Sarah and I'm a yoga teacher living with and healing fibromyalgia. This week's class is chair yoga to soothe persistent pain, and you will need one chair as well as two chairs for a couple of poses if you have them. If not, don't worry, and you can practice on your bed. Let's get started. Okay, so coming onto our chair, wherever we are, if we're sitting up on a chair or if we're on the edge of the bed. I'm going to lean back for a moment, depending on how much pain is there right now. I may be leaning, or I may want to come to the front of the chair and feel a grounding through my feet. Lifting the chest up and rolling the shoulders back, just soft, easy, gentle movements. And begin to connect with your breath, breathing in and out through the nose. Today we will focus on soft, gentle movements to stretch and release tightness and soreness in the body. But you know your own limit and never go beyond your limit. Take a rest whenever you need to. Okay, on your next inhale, slowly opening your eyes. And we'll begin waking up the spine with some cat and cow movements. So when we're ready, take your hands into fists. Inhale, bend the elbows and pull them back. Big inhale. Exhale, come forwards all the way, head between the arms. Inhale once again, opening up through the body, elbows back. Exhale, come into your cat, rounded cat pose. Try that twice more on your own. And we'll inhale and center. Feel the grounding through your feet or rest back in the back of the chair. Fabulous. Come slightly forwards again if you feel up to it. And we'll try that movement again, but this time on an inhale, turn the palms facing away and swim the arms. Ready? Big opening. And exhale once again, round the spine, drop the head. Inhale, opening up, big swim. Exhale, rounding, drop the head. Try two more on your own. Go as slowly as you like. We'll inhale and meet back in center and rest back in the chair. On an inhale, slowly open your eyes. If you've got a blanket or a cushion, go ahead and grab that now. If not, it's not super necessary, but it's always nice to have one. We're going to place it in the hip crease. Inhale the arms up if you like, maybe only up to here, however you want. As you exhale, I forgot to say you can open your knees a little. As you exhale, we're going to fold forwards. So disc by disc of the spine, first the lower back, all the way down. And maybe we stay here on the knees, and maybe we drop the hands all the way down, and maybe the head drops down as well. See where your limit is today. On an inhale, begin to roll up through the lower back, mid back, and upper shoulders and head, all the way back up. Roll the shoulders back. Exhale, forward fold once again. Your version. On your inhale, rolling back up. Arms can follow up overhead as well if you're up to it or not. Your choice. Exhale, forward folding. If you want to take a breath here, you can. And nod the head a little yes and a little no. And we'll inhale slowly back up. Let's rest in the back of the chair. Perhaps we need a minute for the blood pressure to normalise. Then taking the cushion or the blanket, we're going to place it to the back of the chair, if the back of your chair is hard, like my one is. Interlace your fingers behind your head and begin to melt back. Little chest opener. Now, you find your pose today. Both feet firmly grounding down. Inhale, let's open up. Use your exhale to soften the shoulders, soften the muscles around your jaw, face. Whole back, whole front. Another big inhale. Another big exhale. Good. On our next inhale, we'll slowly bend to one side, any side, and pause here. Coming back through center on the inhale, and over to the other side. Slowly coming back through center, perhaps feeling a tingling in the fingers. And when you're ready, release. Bring the fingertips down. Allow any accumulated tension to drain out. Now, if we've got the second chair, we'll go ahead and grab that now. If you're on your bed, you can simply lay your legs out on your bed. Great, so get yourself comfy here. You don't really need the cushion or prop behind you, but you can keep it if you want. Great, so the first thing we're going to do is bring our left leg up onto the second chair or onto the bed. And you can either come slightly more in front, or you could bring the chair slightly more in front, depending on your setup. So the right foot grounding down on the floor and the left foot pushing away into this imaginary wall. First, let's mobilize through the ankle, so making some gentle movements with the ankle in one direction. And while you're here, don't forget to sit up tall if you can. Nice slow movements. Waking up all the muscles of the legs. And switch the direction. Obviously, if you're on the bed, you could do both legs together, or maybe if you're on the edge of the bed, that might still work. I'm not quite sure. I'm a bit foggy this morning, if you can't tell. Good, hold it there. So now let's stretch through the left leg. So we can stay here, we can hold on to the chair that we're sitting on. Maybe we've got armrests that we can hold on to. Or we may be able to bend slightly through the hip and perhaps hold on to the armrests of the other chair. Nice straight back. You can tuck in your chin slightly. Engage your left leg by lifting the kneecap up and pushing your foot again into that imaginary wall. So we're here for 5 deep breaths. Using your exhalation to soothe, soften, and make space. You may find in time with practice you can use your exhalation to sink even lower, but today I'm going to focus on a flat back rather than this curved form, which I'm trying to avoid. Yeah, I was going somewhere with that. Yeah, because that's kind of a position that we find ourselves in anyway, this kind of hunched over back, so there's no need to do that in yoga. So heart radiating out, that's what I'm trying to say. Last breath here. Let's inhale, slowly come back. And then we can use our hands to bring the leg back down nice and gently. Maybe notice if there's any immediate difference between the legs. Perhaps one feels slightly freer than the other, slightly more open than the other. Maybe tingly. And then let's take it to the other leg. Okay, so starting with those ankle circles in one direction. So again, you can sit up tall, you can lean back. Totally your choice. Keep your head and neck loose. And switch the direction of your ankle circles. Great. Okay, so we'll find our stretch on this side. Now you may notice one side's different to the other, and just see where you go when you get there. So we're either on our chair that we're sitting on or on the armrests, pushing the right foot into the imaginary wall and lifting up the right kneecap to engage your quadriceps. We can tuck the chin in slightly, but we're having our heart radiate forwards. Bending from the hip. So what I mean when I say bending from the hip is that if we're up here, but we're trying to reach for the arms, so we're in this kind of a shape, we're not actually getting much of a hip opening or a stretch for the leg. We're kind of just collapsing in the upper back. So instead, radiate the heart forwards, and then even if you only micro bend forwards like that much, but you've got a completely straight back, you're stretching the muscle groups that I'm intending that we stretch with this pose. So just notice the difference between this and this. Even if you only move, half a centimeter. In time and with practice, you'll find more freedom there. Let's have a couple deep breaths here. And inhale. Let's slowly come back. Release the leg down. Perhaps notice any difference. Maybe give the shoulders a roll or any other organic movements that you require. Great. The next thing we're going to do is a variation of pigeon pose. So I'm going to take my left leg and I'm going to see if I can cross it over my right leg. Now some days this is more accessible than others, so just see where you are today and go from there. So already that might be enough, feeling a stretch in the left leg, perhaps in the left glute. So if we're fine here, we could gently place the left hand on the left inner part of the knee, not to push down hard, but just to gently invite it to lower down. Or again, we can come onto the armrest of the chair in front. Feeling a nice deep stretch. Now there should be no pain or pinching, so any pain can't ease off of the pose. And if you can find comfort here, amazing. But keep your heart radiating forwards. And be sure again that you're moving from your hip rather than up here. It's a great yin restorative pose if you'd like to hold for extended periods of time. But for now, we'll inhale, slowly coming up, releasing the leg. Perhaps you'd like to ground your feet by stomping them into the floor. And take it to the other side. So grab the right leg, crisscross it over. And notice right away if that's your pose here, sitting upright, or if we're going to come forwards onto the armrests. On your next inhale, slowly coming up. And release your right leg down. And take a rest or make any organic natural movements that are calling you. Now for our final pose today, we'll go for a modified version of Warrior 2. So I'm going to place the other chair out of the way, we don't need that. Okay, so in our chair, I'm going to start with the right leg forward. I'm going to bring my right leg over to one side. Now with my left leg, traditionally it comes all the way back, but we might not be feeling that today. So if you want to see what that looks like, you bring your leg all the way back, and you find yourself in this Warrior 2 shape. But if we've got pain in our hip and our leg, let's keep our leg at about 90 degrees. It's much nicer. Okay, but the idea is still to turn the heart space forwards. Because if we're here, we're not getting the Warrior 2 stretch. It's more like a Warrior 1 stretch. So we're turning around. You can bring the arms out like in Warrior 2. And you can look over your front fingertips. Now you have to engage your muscles here, otherwise the leg will just collapse like that. So you have to bring your knee out. Knee over the ankle. It's a whole body pose. I'm even shaking a little with this pose. but try and find some ease, try and find a way to soothe using your breath. Finally, let's bring our right arm all the way down onto the right leg, and if we can, bring the left arm up slightly, extended side angle pose. Now here we're going to inhale, look up as much as comfortable. Exhale down. Inhale up. Peel the elbow back. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Now, if that's too much for you, you could hold it and you can come at it any time you like. Sometimes when I'm in pain, I don't want to move a lot, and other times I want to shake it up, loosen up. So it depends how you're feeling today. Last big breath, inhale. Exhale, slowly come up. Ooh, bring the leg in. That definitely stirred up some energy. And we'll take it to the other side. So the left leg now, coming over to one side. And again, you might want to try it with the leg back, just to see. But I'm going to keep mine at 90 degrees. Turn the heart space forward so there's this 90-degree twist. Bring the arms out, and you can look over your fingertips. Warrior two. Again, awareness in the left leg to stop the knee from collapsing. And I always forget about this arm. I'm focusing so much on this arm that this arm starts to flop. So integrity in that arm as well, and shoulders. Whole body stretch. Strengthening and stretching. One more breath. Let's exhale, bring the left arm down. We're doing a little bit of a flow now. They call that vinyasa yoga. Let's inhale the right arm up and over. And again, if you want to flow, you can inhale up. Exhale, looking down. Your choice entirely. Inhale, peel the elbow back. Any pain or pinching in the neck, you want to keep to a position that feels good for you. And if you'd rather find stillness, then that's fine too. Last big breath. And we'll exhale, slowly come back. Bring the legs back. And we're all done. So close your practice by taking a few deep breaths. Relax the body, relax the mind. Be sure to grab a nice big glass of water after this practice. And gently whisper to yourself, I am amazing. Slowly bring your hands together in front of the heart space. Thank you so much for practicing with me today, and I'll see you soon. Namaste.